Mr. Raymond, good afternoon.
Hi there, how you doing? You okay?
Oh, you're on mute.
Hi there, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Good afternoon. So I'm Stephen Wright, Executive Director with Lisa, who we've been talking to us. I'm at Hendon Hospital. And joining us is Dr. Matthew Train. Matt Train.
Hi
Hello
there.
there. I'm a consultant radiologist. I'm representing radiology at Hendon BMI. Good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to
Yeah,
meet you all.
great. So thank you for joining us. So we've got your letter of complaint. So I'm just wondering if we start, if you're happy, we'll just start with because Matt's obviously been made aware of what's been going on. So just if your key concerns, if we can just talk through those, is that okay with you, Mr.
Sure.
Raymond?
Uh,
Yeah, so Train can explain, you said fabrication of MRI and ultrasound scans, so you can talk through the scans and we're just working systematically through your complaint. Is that all right?
sure, let's go ahead with it.
Great.
So firstly, thank you for hosting this meeting. Again, I have quite a few concerns and why this is happening to me. I have done everything from my end to, uncover this truth and fight for my survival. Like I said, I'm not spy. I'm not spy or getting paid by anyone to do this. Like I said, I'm fighting for my life, and there's a lot of things that's been going on in the background that is stopping me from getting my health back. And let's go back to your report that the Hendon Hospital provided me with. Again, I found Hendon Hospital through scan.com, where as I had concerns about, not concerns, I've been, I've been left with it in a terrible condition after my poisoning, which I've reported to the police and everyone. There's, like I said, there's a lot of things that's happening that you're not clued up about. At the end of the day, I have went through a scan process with Hendon Hospital through scan.com, and I expected true, accurate results that uncover my true conditions, not the fabricated ones that just provided to me to cover up my story, the truth of my damaged organs and everything that has happened. Okay. So if we go back to the MRI report, the report stated there is a 2 times 1.6 times 1.5 centimeter lesion within the upper pole of the right kidney with a smooth, well-defined margin. Within the lesion is a fluid level with material of high T1 and low T2 signal and supernatant material of low T1 and high T2 signal. These findings are consistent with hemorrhage into a renal cyst. Post-contrast, no enhancement is seen within the cyst. No further lesion is seen within the kidney. No abdominal lymph is detected. The liver, biliary tree, spleen, pancreas, adrenals, and aorta appear normal. So in here, you mentioned the liver appears to be normal. And in a scan, ultrasound scan, which was also fabricated, again, there's, I'm going to explain to you how that happens. So in my ultrasound report that I've done at King George Hospital, which I've also provided to you, I think, it states there's a mild
Sorry, the ultrasound was done at St George's Hospital in Tooting
at King George Hospital.
or King George Hospital.
Yeah,
Where
that is in Barley Lane in East London. And I think I've sent you the report. If not, I can send it to you again. So that was done with the NHS. Like I said, I've had to get my scans done privately because the GPs do not understand my concerns and the pain that I've gone through for a very long time now. And they
And how long, Raymond, have you been seeing your GP? How long have you been
for a very long time. I've been the thing is, like I said, it's been a fight for my survival, and I've it's going back and forth until I had to get all these scans done privately and keep a record of it and track my whole journey, which I can share with you as well, so you're a bit more clued up about all the things I've faced, and it will help you understand my story much better. So going back to the ultrasound, what they have said is there's a mild fatty liver change, and there was no mention of that in your ultrasound report that you provided me with.
So I
And
think
that was
Mr. Raymond, if we could just bring Dr. Train in here,
That'll be good.
and MRI modalities. So let Dr. Train explain, please.
So, Mr. Raymond, hello. Yeah, I'm Dr. Train, one of the radiology consultants working at Hendon and in the NHS. So, my colleague Dr. Berger reported your MRI scan. I'll try and summarise and keep things understandable. But he's had another look at it, and he's done an addendum to the report, agreeing that there is a little bit of fatty change in the liver, and that's something that's not a significant finding, for your health. Now, in terms of the cyst in the kidney, you've read the report back to me, and what he's describing there is likely to be bleeding into the cyst. And in the ultrasound report that you sent us, I haven't seen the images, but it mentions, I've got a little summary here, but it mentions some increased, you can by all means read it to me, but it mentions some a cyst with increased echogenicity inside it. So to me as a radiologist, the two are the same. So if I can just keep things simple, in terms of your imaging, it's mild fatty change of the liver and bleed into a kidney cyst, and all the other organs are normal on the MRI, which I've had a look at. So certainly I agree. I think the ultrasound and the MRI are compatible, and those are the two findings. So I don't know if you mentioned there's other health problems, but they're certainly not appearing on the scans that the MRI scan, and not in the ultrasound report.
So for me, I know the pain that I go through every day, and that has happened to me for a very long time. Both of my kidneys and my liver is severely destroyed, and again, especially my liver now as well. Only I know the immense pain I've been surviving with, and I've got to the bottom of this, and I've found out how real-time fabrication takes place, where the machine is compromised, the MRI machine itself, to show. Again, this confuses the radiographer that what he's seeing on his screen is accurate, because from you must have done everything from your end to reanalyze my MRI and everything.
Yes.
And again, this is the trick, where someone has compromised the MRI machine itself to present these fake scans.
Who and why would have done that?
Like I said, I've been a victim of poisoning, which has internally destroyed my organs, and there's a big cover-up that's taken place.
Came to Hendon Hospital, you were poisoned?
No, I've been poisoned before that. This is why I've went through a private scan to get to the bottom of this and uncover my true conditions, which,
where did you get
been covered up.
Mr. Raymond, where did you get poisoned?
This is the thing. I've been battling with this for a very long time now, and I have managed to get to the bottom of how the fabrication takes place. And it's a big story. I have asked. This is why I had to track my whole journey, all my scans and everything. So there was a scan that I'd done in Pakistan at Chugdai Lab. Is one of the very famous. Let me share my screen with you. So this is one of the biggest labs, you can say. It's a private hospital.
This was done in November, 27th of November last year?
That's
when the scan was done, yeah.
Very, very recently done. So again, as you can see here, what it says: complaining of a whole body pain since 2021, progressive unexplained pain radiating to the right side of the upper abdomen. Obviously, they've put this however they can. And here's the findings. This is the main bit, right? MRI of the chest shows normal appearance of the cardiac chambers, no cardiac enlargement, normal appearance of the myocardium, and normal vascular flows, voids, and thoracic aorta with normal origins of
completely normal.
Yeah. So this was done for the chest, abdomen, and pelvis without contrast.
Can you just cut down to the impression, Raymond, just so.
Okay. Impression: normal MRI chest, abdomen, and pelvis without contrast. So everything is normal. There's no cyst. There's nothing at all. So this is where it all goes wrong. As you can see, MRI of the abdomen and pelvis shows normal smooth outline of the liver. No.
It's a normal scan, absolutely. So
exactly.
What's your question?
So as you can see, they have not mentioned anything about any cyst, any hemorrhage, any fatty liver, or anything at all. And when it comes to all my previous scans, all of a sudden there's a kidney cyst, and then now that kidney cyst has turned it into a hemorrhage, and the whole thing just doesn't add up. And I've told you how much pain I'm in. And
Mr. Remmer, can I just interrupt? If you're getting some, there's a possibility that when you have a kidney cyst and you bleed into the cyst, it can cause some right-sided abdominal pain.
But
from the MRI that we've done, we've recommended a repeat scan in 3 months just to check that the bleed into the kidney cyst has gone, because it may well explain your right-sided abdominal pain. Would you be happy to have that scan repeated? That was the recommendation of Dr. Berger.
So I'll come back to you on that one. So as you know, my pain is not only specifically in the right side, also my left, both of my kidneys are damaged, and now the liver as well. It's only gotten worse and worse. So I don't know how they keep mentioning there's only a simple kidney cyst causing that much pain. Like I said, after my poisoning, there was all my organs got internally destroyed, and that pain I cannot explain to my GP. And for them, they're doing everything they can with what's presented to them on the screen. And this is the trickery where the whole machine, the MRI machine, the systems have been compromised to cover this up. And you can imagine who could be behind this and how deep it goes to cover up.
Who do you think is behind this, Mr. Raymond?
Like I said, I'm gonna share my YouTube channel with you, and my Rumble and everything, where I have been tracking everything, getting blood tests done regularly and everything.
I would say to you as well, is when you talk about your liver and your kidneys being destroyed, has GP asked for any tests to be taken? Have you had any blood taken?
I've recently done that, and
that's GP, or did you do that privately?
I've had to get these tests done privately. I have tried as much as I can with the GP, but again, have
they come back abnormal?
They have not. They have just said everything is fine. Again, they have been consistent with covering up, as best as possible.
I have many experience, but Dr. Train would, I'm sure, agree with me as a medical professional. If your liver was failing and your kidneys were failing, all your blood tests would be deranged.
Exactly, like I said, to cover up.
All your blood tests would be completely deranged as well. Your bilirubin, your alk-phos, your alanine, phosphate, all these blood tests would be completely deranged as well if your liver and kidneys were damaged.
Exactly, just like how
blood tests that you've had done privately, is that presumably because the GP declined to let you have them done? Does the GP want to help you?
The GP has now said I have to take 3 paracetamols, which this is ridiculous with the condition I'm in. And like I said, yeah, it's very funny because I've been going back and forth with them, and there's not much they can do. This is why I had to get
GP, Mr. Raymond, if you don't mind me asking, who's your GP? Where are they?
Loxford Polyclinic.
Which one, sorry?
Loxford Polyclinic is in Ilford.
Ilford.
Mm-hmm. Now I want you to I want to give you some more insight on how real-time fabrication can be achieved. Sorry, where's it breaking up?
Sorry, I didn't catch the name of the GP surgery.
Loxford Polyclinic. LOXFORD. Loxford Polyclinic.
Mr. Emma, would you be happy for us to just get into some dialogue with your GP?
Sure. We can go ahead with that.
Right now.
Yeah.
I'm jumping in a bit here, Mr. Raymond, but reading your letter and talking to you, if you don't mind me saying, as a consultant, that it sounds quite thought disordered what you're saying. I don't want to upset you, but this is my personal opinion. What I plan to do is just to make contact with your GP, just to explain things.
I'm happy for you to do everything.
Can I ask a personal question? Are you under the any mental health services at all?
I'm not.
You're not at the moment.
Especially when I'm, like I said, I've been, poisoned, and I'm going through a lot of internal pain where my organs are severely damaged. This is why they keep going back and forth saying, you might need some mental health assistance and everything. And like I said, I've tracked my whole journey.
Has your GP suggested that to you?
They have. So
they have done.
Yeah.
And have you engaged with any services?
I have not, because I don't need them.
No, that's absolutely fine. I'm just checking. So you're not under any any mental health services at the moment?
I'm not. I don't take any drugs. I don't drink, smoke, or any of that.
Absolutely, they're personal questions. I'm sorry, and it's a difficult on.
Again, I completely understand. You're doing everything you can, and like I said, here's a trick.
Can I just has your GP tried to engage you in those sorts of services? They have. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Because again, for them, for all of you guys, you're going through with what's being shown onto your screen, and when I told you if that I've gone through where I've been poisoned, and now there's a big cover up that's happening, and I've got to the bottom of this where I found out how these fabrications of the scans take place and everything. Where
Mr. Raymond, what's your GP name, the one that you've been dealing with, the doctor that you've been dealing with?
Recently, he suggested that for my pain that I'd have to take 3 paracetamols, which I've
just suggested that the paracetamol. What was his name? Who is that? What was his surname? Doctor who?
I can't remember, but I do have it. Like I said, I've tracked my whole journey. I've got all the evidence that's required, meaning my conversations with the GP and everything, which I can send you the link of, and then you can go listen to it yourself. Again, I have to do that for my own
just your
safety.
GP details. If you could just email us.
Sure. I can leave it. I can leave it in the chat here, and then you can go back and then you can contact them and do whatever you need to do from your end. So I want to just come back to how real-time fabrication can be achieved. So this is where your MRI machines are compromised to show you what they want to show you to cover up the results. So compromised software, the MRI machine software would need to be hacked or modified to inject fabricated data into the imaging pipeline. There also could be.
Raymond, why would we want to do that? That's the question.
It's not you doing it. It's not like for you. Like I said, it's a trick where you're providing like I said, the scans you're providing me, I'm not satisfied, and I've paid for a service where I expect this. Again, they did not
give you your money back, didn't they? They refunded you your money.
Exactly. So, like I said, for you, even you probably never even came across any of this before. This is why you're so confused and how this has been possible.
But who is doing all this, Mr. Raymond?
Like I said, if if your MRI machines can be hacked into, how deep it could possibly go, and I don't know who's behind it, but again, if the MRI machine is compromised and that has providing these fake scans to cover up the truth and everything, then there's big people behind it. So I just want to say so I've talked about the compromised software. Then let me say about the overlay technology, a secondary system that could potentially overlay fabricated images onto the radiographer display in real time. This would require access to the display systems and coordinated with the MRI machine's output. Like I said, there's many ways, and there's a whole fabrication team behind covering up my true conditions and everything.
So I accept that. I mean, Dr. Train and I'm not going to speak for him, but we accept that you think that's what potentially could be happening.
I don't think anymore. I'm sure of it.
That's what you're thinking could be happening. So I suppose, and Dr. Train has very kindly explained what's been going on with the scans. Well, I suppose I'm keen now to move on. And the second half of your email and your complaint is the demand for the immediate action. Really, is the things that you've listed, because obviously as a complaint that we need to deal with, and I as executive director have to deal with at the hospital. And I suppose really the first one you've put is offline rescan. Well, I'll defer to Dr. Train, but I'm pretty sure that as an MRI scanner, by virtue of how it works, we can't really turn it off offline. It has to be online for it to work.
Yeah, it's not something we can offer. I don't think it's the right thing for you to seek, to be honest, but it's certainly nothing we can help you with that.
Again, you recording on your phone or any, as you're probably aware, no metal can go into an MRI scanner. So the part of number one, you sort of said that you will record the entire process. So I'm not quite sure on what device you could record, because you'd actually be in the machine. So I don't know what you could actually, from inside the machine, you could record.
Oh, no, I've not taken my phone or anything inside your MRI machines or any of that.
Would you record? I'm struggling to understand, because that's you put in bold. I will record the entire process myself.
What I'm talking about is, when I said I will record the entire process, is what you are seeing on your screen. So we can have
you're inside the machine and the screen's outside in the control room.
It's just placing a camera, a phone, or anything on a DJI selfie stick and that just records what you're seeing on your screen. So, like I said, I've got to the bottom of it. I know how the real-time fabrication works, where the MRI machine itself is compromised. So again, the radiographer and everyone is confused because they won't know what the actual scans are, because you're only going by what's being shown on your screen. And like I explained to you, my liver is damaged, and there's a lot of things that's been happening, and a massive cover up. This is why I've done everything from my end to court and keep up with this.
Number two of your sort of use for IT precautions, your IT team must ensure that no one can access the system during the scan.
Correct. So what I was, I have a background in IT myself, and what I was expecting is, if your MRI machines and everything can be unplugged through the Ethernet where no one can access it, then we can, where the MRI machine is only directly connected to your PC in an offline environment where the MRI only speaks to the PC directly.
To Dr. Train, because we use Wi-Fi for that, don't we? We'd have to. You couldn't.
Yeah, it's not something that we can offer. I'm afraid it's just not going to happen. No, sorry.
That's fine. I've like I said, I've explained all my concerns and how this is taking place. You can always go back to it. I can share all the evidence that I have from my end. For you and your team to get to the bottom of it, and all these things are possible, unfortunately, and there's, like I said, there's a big cover up going on, and I've done everything from my end to keep up with it, and it's a fight for my life or death. And
I'd say number three, you've investigated into fabrication. Well, as a senior management team, I've investigated, and I can't really find any fabrication or any discrepancies, so I'm struggling to understand how I can help you with that one.
There's a massive fabrication team behind it, because not just the MRIs, the CT, my blood test.
Yeah, you've got your police involvement, and you've got your case number. Nothing from the police, and then you sort of said your urgency of the situation when you feel that this is a matter of life and death. So we've undertaken the scan. Your GP is assisting, and then you've had further blood tests undertaken privately. And again, if there was anything irregular or there's any problems with those blood tests, they would have gone straight back to the GP and highlighted any concerns they had. So has the GP been in touch regarding blood tests or not?
I've had one done in Jan. Again, like I said, all my scans are being fabricated to cover up the truth. And again, for me, I've been fighting a very evil system that is just keeping me in the condition I am. And like I said, I was hoping the police could contact you to further investigate this and make sure the scans are not fabricated this time around.
Help me understand, Mr. Raymond, on a day-to-day basis, just talk me through one day of your life. So what happened? What time do you wake up in the morning?
Currently, I've been waking up early, and
early, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning?
No, not 5. Like you can say 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Today, I think it was 10 a.m. And
pain? Is it your pains all over your body, or is it just in one area?
It's literally now my liver, my kidneys, and those are the main. The abdomen.
Does this pain stop you having a shower? Does it stop you eating and drinking?
It's a constant pain. It's I cannot explain it. This is the thing. If you're poisoned, and it will burn your organs. It will damage them so much where there's no other option but to have surgery. And if the scans are being fabricated, then I cannot go to the.
Stop you from eating? Can you eat?
I can eat normally. Yes.
Eat and drink normally. Okay. Okay. And then, as I say, you look like you've got a t-shirt on, so you've had a shower this morning. You're
Correct.
quite up. Okay. And then, what sort of time do you go to bed in the evenings? What sort of time?
It's whenever I feel tired. It could be 11 p.m., 12 p.m. It depends on what I'm doing.
Do you taking paracetamol for the pain?
I do not take any medication at all.
Okay. Right, no painkiller really. Okay. Sorry,
Mr. Rem, can I just indeed? So I'd like to contact your GP if that's all right.
Sure, I'm gonna send you. I can send you the email, or I can leave it in the chat, and then you can,
Yeah, or chat or email is fine. Because I'd just quite like to contact them to feedback on this complaint.
Sure.
Yeah. And just ask you, do you live with your family or do you live on your own?
I live with my family.
You live with your family. Okay. That's helpful. And are you working at the moment?
Not at the moment. Like I said, my condition does not allow me, because now I'm also struggling to walk. Where, like I said, I was being diagnosed one condition after another. For some reason, they also suggested I've got scoliosis after doing a scan in Pakistan, which was not mentioned in my scan that I've done in London. And then, now there's.
Can I just ask, are your family supportive of you seeking all these health, scans and tests?
For me, I have not made them aware of the problems that I've been going through. I'm fighting this alone, as
You're fighting it
I don't want
alone.
to stress. Exactly. There's, like I said, I've
Okay.
I've tracked, I've made sure my whole journey is documented, and we get to the bottom of this. Like I said, it's going back and forth
Okay.
until
But-
I lose myself, I lose my mind and everything. But again, I've kept up with it.
Otherwise, you're independent. Do you drive?
I do have a license for 7 years, but I do not drive
Okay.
currently.
Yeah, okay. Just in terms of getting these scans. Okay, so you get public transport.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, as Dr. Payne explained, really, the second half of your email with the complaint, with what you want as an outcome, unfortunately, at Hendon Hospital, we can't, these requests that you're making regarding, the MRI, etc., and then recording things, we can't really assist with that. So, where do you see, the complaint going as an outcome? What's it that you actually want as an outcome for the complaint? Because we, unfortunately, these requests we wouldn't be able to fulfill here at Hendon.
Like I said, the MRI machine's been compromised, and that's something that you have not done. This is something that's been happening from the back end, and you're not clued up on it, because even the radiographer is very confused. Like I said, I thank Stephen and Matthew for just being here and taking this further to even contact me to get to the bottom of this. So you have done wherever you can from your end. Like I said, this is beyond what I imagined to be in, or anything. And like I said, I've been fighting for my survival, and I've got to the bottom of how fabrication takes place. And there's a whole story on it, because there's a team behind it that is making this happen to cover up the truth of my true conditions. And they could have done this to many other people that haven't had a chance to fight back. And
So I think as an outcome for this meeting then, and for the actual complaint, if we say that unfortunately we found nothing from a fabrication point of view that you believe going on, you're quite, and we'll put that in a letter to you. Dr. Train, you're happy for Mr. Raymer, for Dr. Train to come to contact your GP, yeah, and have a chat with the GP and talk to them. And then I think I'd be quite interested if you could, obviously, in an email, because you've got our email addresses, send me the GP's details. And I'd be quite interested to see this work you've done on the YouTube video. And
sure. I'm gonna just send you the link to my channel, where I've just been documenting my whole journey. So maybe this is why I'm still alive. And
YouTube channel that we can look at. You don't need to subscribe, and you just click on it.
Yeah, you don't need to survive. So Lots of Polyclinic Ilford, and what I'm gonna do is also leave my link to my YouTube, so you can just have a look and maybe get to know me a little better on what I'm facing and what I've been going through.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's been great talking to you, Mr. Raymond. Thank you very much for your time. I say it's good that we've listened and heard what you've got to say. And I think moving forward, I say Dr. Train will kindly contact your GP. And I say I think all I can say at this juncture is I wish you all the help and success you get. And I hope you manage to find get something sorted.
No, literally, thank you guys for taking this further, and taking the time out of your day to investigate this. Like I said, it's something that you have probably never come across before, but it's good for you guys to be alert that these things are possible. And unfortunately, it has happened to someone that's come down to your hospital, and maybe in the future could prevent it if we can get to the bottom of it fully. And now, like I said, I've uncovered the truth about the fabrication and how it takes place. Maybe it can help revolutionize how MRIs and in general these medical imaging are done in the future. But what I've done is I've shared my
thank you. We'll have a look at
GP,
that.
my YouTube, and my Rumble, where I have documented everything. And it's like I said, it's been going on for a while, and I've had to do this to keep up with the evil that I've been faced with. And maybe you get to know me a little bit, and then we can stay in touch to if
Well, I'm sorry you're having all these thoughts that are going on, but yeah, Fear. Okay.